see this like black cloud with glowing yellow eyes rise up, and all of a sudden, um, Celestine starts like shaking, and it's like she's choking, and you can see the smoke is enveloping her, and she's being lifted up off the ground, and
Good
you
choice
feel
of
a
music
tap.
too.
You feel a tap on your shoulder, and as you turn around, you lock eyes with Josephine. And as soon as she's got your gaze, she says, "My dear boy, what are you doing?" And suddenly, you're in a. You don't see anything.
I don't see anything.
All you did was walk into the woods with your friend here, and you found Maxwell. There's my good boy. I was not here. You still don't know where I am.
Not that I can remember. That's not comforting anymore, is it?
If they were trying to reach other loci in Romania and Germany from this one, then maybe we need your blood to try and reach it and undo what was done.
That's what I was thinking. Blood sympathy.
And we're going to need this dagger. And there is a collector who happens to live here in Poland that likes to collect rare and weird occult type items and artifacts. And he has recently just acquired the Print Sajuli dagger.
Well, how do you like
And
that?
he's actually throwing a party in celebration of finally getting this rare artifact.
Hello?
So, is this a William Ravelowe?
It is.
Hello, my name is Magda. Let's think of a last name.
Kensington, St. John.
Maya's Magda Kensington Stone.
Love you.
We have a friend in common.
Professor Eddings.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, Professor Eddings, and he informed me that you are a student of archaeology, which I think is just absolutely wonderful.
Yes, it's my understanding that there's a gala tomorrow night, and I really hate to impose on a friend I haven't made yet, but I
And,
don't suppose you could use a +1 to more at said gala.
well, I am able to bring a guest or two.
So I'm given to understand this is the I can't pronounce that thing you said dagger.
Print al I can't even pronounce it.
The prince of,
Sajuli.
the prince of
It's
blood.
Yeah, it's the Blood Prince, Prince of Blood, roughly translated. Yeah.
So you managed to acquire, let alone find, the Blood Prince dagger.
Yes.
It's amazing to find.
It was through top secret expedition, but now I mean I can talk you'll read about it in the paper that I publish.
It's a very important key to an even bigger case. You must be honored to be a part of that. I'm sort of trying to bait him into thinking this isn't the crown jewel,
That the dagger is not the crown jewel.
that it's a link in a chain leading to a treasure chest.
Oh. Yes, it was a very exciting find.
Indeed. It seems almost a shame it'll be all locked up here when it could have been used for what was at the end of the trail. Still, the amount of history in it, I applaud you, sir. That is
Oh yeah,
amazing.
yes, I do. I do know. I am gonna continue to find what is at the end of the trail.
So you're familiar with the train?
Of course.
That's excellent. How come we haven't met sooner?
Oh well, I'm very busy.
Oh, I imagine so, but I mean, we're right at the edge of potentially finding the stolen insides of the Amber Room.
Yeah, yes, that is why I know that this dagger is the Amber Room, you say.
The Amber Room, sir. I mean, I'm fairly sure that they'd want most of it back, but for the most generous contributor, I'm sure a panel or two could certainly find its way into your collection. I mean, assuming that would be of interest to you, I don't know where you'd fit it. They're so huge. And this is such a
I
beautiful
couldn't
collection as it is.
I could not keep that. I'd have to give that back.
Sir, can you imagine the gratitude of its return? Just a little piece for the most important
I
benefactor?
mean, just the notoriety alone. What do you know about this? How does the dagger play into it?
Well, how come we haven't spoken before? Because I am literally just the other day found the chambers that are supposed to unlock the location, but it links into Romania and Germany. But we should have heard from you. My assistant would have told me if you were sending us the dagger. Did she make a mistake again?
Be my assistant didn't hear about it.
You want to talk about chains? The weakest link is always the assistant.
Agreed. We should have just met together.
You should absolutely display the dagger. It is such an incredible find, and I would never deny you the glory. My God, and yet, the possession of the physical artifact never seems to mean as much as a name in an article, you
Well,
know?
I tell you what. My lawyer is here, and we will. I have guests, so we have to
Of course,
display the dagger.
of
But
course.
once the party is over, we can sign paperwork. Well, you can take the dagger to find this train you speak of, but I must get credit.
Of course.
Bartosz takes you and Celestine, who you could say is your assistant that screwed it up.
Damn it,
Um,
Celestine. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
into his office where you'll sign some paperwork that says like he's gonna let you have this dagger, um, but that if anything that comes of it, you have to, give it to him. And should you steal it, you will not only be fined an exorbitant amount of money, but you'll be thrown in jail for the rest of your life.
This.
So she has you guys stand in the middle of the room in a circle, and you hold out, like you squeeze the blood out of your hands
Mm.
into the center. She starts chanting in Polish, so you don't understand what she's saying. But as she is chanting, you can hear the cries of children and the slitting of throats. You hear horses, and you can almost sort of see the vision of what you think could it's blurry, but you think it could be Vlad Tepish. And you can hear Nux scream out in agony and Josephine just smirk. And you can hear Juliet crying far away. And you can feel you can sort of see it, and you think you but it also feels like it's your hand being cut off, but it's really Nux's. Except his hand is fine. You guys are standing there with your hands over the thing, and as she's chanting, you can feel the room spinning and spinning, and all of these visions just start to blur and come together. And up from the center, you can sense, and if you shift to your spirit sight, you'll see this big spirit that's got like gold chains all wrapped around it. And as you're chanting, he's like floating and like kind of like trying to fight back, but Celestine is able to continue chanting. And you also can see Piotr shift, and you see him like shift through. And if you go out, like he kind of like vanishes through the opening that has been come in the center of you guys.
Can I go
um
with?
you have to stay here.
Okay.
But after a few minutes, the spirit kind of like disappears and he comes back out and the room feels,
Like the pressure is gone.
yeah, the pressure is gone
Air's come in.
and you feel like you can think for a minute at least, or a few seconds at least. But then you hear the snarling and the growling and the like and you can see coming from where you came the entrance to this little room. Like Rose and Juliet are still standing there. You and Nux and Celestine are standing around now where Piotr is. Coming from there and coming from the dark of the corners of the room, you can barely make out because it's very dark, but there are doors and there's a door behind you, and coming out of them is this horde of these feral revenant kindred.